not entirely a workshop, right? Just given the time constraints, right? We have an hour. So what we're going to focus on is very directly about how it is relevant to what we do in our center, right? One, and what does that mean? That means we'll talk a little bit about what Swami says about bhajans, why bhajans and so on, but then we'll quickly go into what are the three pillars of what Swami says is important for bhajan. All of you know this. But when I ask the question, what are the three pillars, we're all going, okay, what is a pillar here, and so on, right? But don't get caught up in that. Three attributes, three pillars. What we believe is necessary for bhajan. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And we'll talk about individual singing versus congregational singing. What does that mean? Basically, means singing in the bathroom, we say, right? As opposed to singing in front of everybody with everybody, right? And why that is. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But we'll only touch upon these things really quickly because what we want to really get to is how do we sign up for bhajan today at the center? And Mona may come and talk about that a little bit. But more importantly, when we sign up for bhajan and we have all these ideas on what bhajans we want to sing, how to pick the right bhajan we want to sing, and what tools are available for us today, right? That we all probably know are, but we go a little more deeper into how do we actually use them a lot better, right? And we'll obviously I'll show you, I have some stats on some of these things when we pick the bhajan. But we'll also touch upon mostly what we shouldn't be picking also, right? Rather than what we should do, it's always good to know what we shouldn't be doing or why we want to complicate our lives. Let's stay away from that. And we'll have some examples for that. So that's kind of the general format. Okay, let's start. Let me see if I can play this. Okay, you can answer this question. Why sing bhajans? Girls or boys? Not many girls or boys. Why sing bhajans? Because there's nothing better to do between 4 and 5. That could be a bad answer. Why sing bhajans? You know what Swami says about why singing bhajans? There's so many quotes that Swami has, right? Why do you sing bhajans?
Namasparna is the easiest way to reach God.
Okay.
I think one of them, yeah.
Perfect. But why can't you can also sit and chant Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram? That's also Namasparna. What is the difference between that and bhajans? Let's see one of the definitions Swami has. It seems very practical to me. So, there is a tree on which thousands of birds are resting. And let's assume you are taking shade in the tree, right? Their droppings on the ground below the tree make it unusable. And imagine if you are sitting, you're going to get some droppings in your head. How to drive these birds away? When you shout Rama, Krishna, Govinda and clap your hands, the birds will fly away. Right? Our life is like a tree on which we have gathered a big flock of birds in the form of desires. But also Swami says desire is one part of it, right? Swami also refers to that. That stuff, right? I don't want to get into that, all of it. But also saying 90% of it is things we have created in our head. Right? For us, we need to get clarity. And those are the birds or the crows Swami is referring to. The desires pollute the heart. All of those 6 things pollute the heart. They distract your mind and so on. So to get rid of these things, you have to perform group devotional singing called bhajans. And how are we doing that? It is by the high energy bhajans, the fast bhajans, the slow bhajans, 1. 2, your eyes are also looking at Swami, right? Whether they are open or closed, you have an image of your favorite deity, Swami, something you're connecting. 2, you're also singing things loudly, right? first speed, second speed, tune, and then you're clapping your hands. It's so important to clap your hands. That is the analogy. When you're sitting under the tree, and you are the tree with all these things in your head, and you are focused on Swami's image, and you are singing loudly, and you are clapping, those crows fly away. Right? All of these 6 7 crows. You're very good with that. That is why it's important to sing birds. Sometimes imagine if you are under the tree, there are a lot of crows, you are the only one sitting and singing. Maybe 1 or 2 crows will go away. That's the idea of singing at home or singing in a bathroom, right? 1 or 2 crows are there, you sit, you sing loudly and clap, other than your wife telling you, please stop, this has gone long enough. You will be able to 1 or 2 crows. But when all of us are here, there are too many crows, right? Then you have a chance of all those crows going away at least for that period of time or slightly longer. That's the point. Okay. And there is so much material you can talk about what is congregational singing, right? Satsang plus Kirtan is Sankirtan, or Samyak plus Kirtan is Sankirtan. There is so much, right? Let's just leave it at that, right? Satsang coming together, singing together is Sankirtan. And there are many different types. And I just want to talk about maybe, this is the one I said, okay, proper bhajan singing requires 3 pillars. What are the 3 pillars? What are the 3 things you think of? Not going to put you guys on spot, but I will. 3 things. What are the 3 things of the constructs of a bhajan? Yeah. Yes. That's it. See, all of us know this. What is it together? Okay.
What is the meaning of Bharat? This is beautiful. Swami's this simple. Vrata means love, Bha means Bhagavan. When you have Bhava, Raga, Tala all together, then you truly express your love for God. Otherwise, it's not complete.
That's the other very good. You should go look at quotes. And Swami does say this thing. At the end of the day, bhajan is expressing your love for God. Okay? We spoke about this, right? And Bhava is feeling, emotion. And the reason I found this very interesting word, is it's universal, but it's also unique. All of us know we all have feelings, but right, and that devotion to Swami, and that Bhava is the feeling how you connect to Swami when you sing and when you fall. Although it is universal, it is very unique to the individual. We have seen, right, we would all come sometimes, I have experiences where I would come here and I would be confused, lack of clarity, something is going on, and somebody would be singing a bhajan that actually would give me a clarity. But the person who's singing that bhajan is offering with a feeling of something that they want to connect, but you may be getting answers and you will go back. Right? That's the uniqueness of every individuality that you experience. But the bhava itself is universal. Okay. Then the 2 other things we spoke, raga, tune and melody, and then thala. Okay, I'm going to move past that because we know what they are, right, for what we need for today. Okay. Like I said, there are many ways of connecting to Swami, and there are when you go to Sankirtan itself, there are 4 types that they talk about. But I'm going to touch upon something simple, right? Let's always keep it simple. What does that mean? Namasmaran type bhajans are probably very easy, simple bhajans, right? Can anybody give me an example of a Namasmaran bhajan? What is a Namasmaran bhajan? Let's talk about that. Somebody, said Namasmaran, what is that? You keep saying Sai Ram. Basically, various views of God coming together and forming a string of a sentence or a line to form a bhajan. And you give it a tune, you give it a beat. Simple. So, give some examples of Namasmaran. Yeah. Another one. Yes,
Shivaya Namah Shivaya Namah.
correct. Right? I mean, there are so many. And Subramaniam himself, right? They saying Subramaniam, but how many people enjoy this version of it, right? These are simple. Name of some Sarvadharma version that you guys can think of, that is non-smarter.
Nobody just referred to me, okay?
No, not definitely at all. Yes, yes,
Allah.
very simple. Exactly. Exactly. Right? Guru Nanak Ji ki jai jai. There's so many. Every Sarvadharma bhajan you take, a lot of it falls into this non-smarter. Very simple, right? The other ways of connecting is, this is where, the universality of the Bhavam and the individuality of the Bhavam is very pronounced. What is that? One example is this. How is that? Because you are trying to make an individual connection with Swami. Aao pyare nayan hamare sai hamare aao. That's one. Any other versions you can think of where it is individually you are trying to connect? Yeah. Very beautiful. What else?
Most of the English bhajans are individualist. My heart is beating.
Yes. And that's a very important point, because we go through the Sai Rhythms app and there is a tag in Sai Rhythms that actually connects you to these buttons. Okay, we'll touch upon that. Okay, another one is Sai Ram Sai Shyam. Remember, I think Shekhar says this sometimes, like we have all these action items that we for Swami, like मुझे दया करो, मुझे कृपा करो, मुझे ये करो, मुझे वो करो. Those are also kind of individualistic bhajans. We are telling Swami, do this for me, do this for me, do this for me. Well, I mean, Sai Ram Sai Shyam is one of those bhajans. But the beauty of some of these bhajans I've noticed is, you see a pattern in this. Those bhajans that we spoke that are non-smarter bhajans are pretty straightforward bhajans, and you will see that. Most of these individual connection bhajans are the ones mostly I have seen we aspire to sing. But they are not easy to sing, nor are they easy to follow. Sai Ram, Sai Shyam, Mere Sai Ram. We'll get to that. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of these individual bhajans are either intermediate or advanced bhajans. And the beat is also equally complicated. Not singer is complicated, obviously, singer itself is complicated, but then singing is even more complicated, and followers, it's even more tough to follow it exactly. Because everybody is so focused at that point, not on the bhava. That bhava is gone. Only ra or the ta is left mostly.
Ta is also there.
Yeah, ta is automatically goes away because it gets complicated. People cannot follow. Right? You can't clap. And this is another one. This is one of my favorite bhajan. I've been thinking of singing this for a long time, but every time I think of it, I'm like, okay, first I have to do justice, second others have to follow. What is this? Tum ho anat nath bhagwan, o sai mere pran sata bhagwan. Even I'm off. Ade. See, but the point I'm trying to say, this is very complicated because one is you can't sing this without practice, you can't sing this without harmonium, you can't sing this without tabla, right? Even if you're alone, you're going to make mistakes, right? So, and again I mentioned this, a lot of these are intermediate advanced. Sometimes better to avoid them or postpone them.
And also, the song tells how the lead singer should be, the follower should be. Touch upon that point.
There is something related to that later. Okay, 20 minutes. Just trying to.
Because people have the misconception, oh, I am singing with bhavam, but there is no thalam or ragam, and they think they are making an effort to offer, and people are judging. That is not the case. So it has to be, when we are in a group setup, everything should be followed.
And this is another quote, right? It's okay, it's okay. Pay attention to the meaning. It's interesting, Swami says the variety, and I was thinking about this week. What does he mean by variety? But obviously, 90% of the time, the meaning itself is, I don't know whether everybody connects to the meaning.
You want to know what variety is?
Yeah, but
In the context of a bhajan, which highlight various aspects of the divinity, some bhajans just simply highlight the name only, nothing else. Some bhajans highlight his qualities.
okay.
Some bhajans highlight his glory. So all those different aspects are varieties of God.
Okay. That's the other, the Sankirtan stuff we only spoke about two. There are two other things. One is those, right?
For example,
Yeah.
Kalyana Krishna, Kavaniya Krishna, Kalinga Madana, Sri Krishna.
Right.
All about it is his leelas, that is Leela Sankirtana. So there is Guna Sankirtana, there is Bhava Sankirtana, leelas, that is variety.
Yeah, correct. And the other example is that Ravi sees this all the time is, what is it? And it will come to me. Brahmanda Nayaka is another example, right? Glory, right? We're saying, Swami, you created this, and all of that. That is glory, right? It's a different type of bhajan. Okay. Pay attention to the meaning, the variety, the voice, the raga, the tune, and the beat, and other fine points of bhajans. So this is not just for the person who's leading the bhajans, this is definitely for the person who's following the bhajan as well. Right?
It's important where you split the words also. One time I was in a satsang and I was listening to a kid singing. He was singing Devaki Vasudev Gomara, Deva Deva Gopala. And I was like, oh my God, he didn't know where to split the word. Devaki Vasudev Gomara. That's what he's noticing at home. So he's saying,
Not really.
it's important to pay
Yeah, it's important to pay attention to where you take the words, where you put comma, and so on. Not just because if you blindly follow the talam, that's what happens, or the ragam, that's what happens, without understanding the meaning. Okay. Okay, how do you pick the right bhajan? How do you pick the right bhajan? What tools are available? Obviously, I've given it away here. We talk about sai rhythms. Who uses sai rhythms regularly? Oh, you use sai rhythms? Moksha? Huh? Your mom does. Okay. Very good. Adya, you use sai rhythms? No? How about all the kids? Are you aware of sai rhythms? Where do you use sai rhythms? On your phone or on the web? Browser? Both? Okay.
workshop is done.
Yes. Let's look at what is in the web for those of you who have a lot more time. But I would encourage you to, I think let's do the web first, but then let's go back to, I'll show you what is in the app. Because the app, believe me or not, is a lot more powerful than what is actually in the web. Okay? Let me see if it will take me to. You guys can see this. Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah, I
Okay.
that's better.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. I know most of us, what do most of you, have you looked at this? Have you seen this interface? What do you use it for? And what are the fields you typically use it, type in and search for? Can somebody give an example of how do you go look for a bhajan in silence? What do you typically do? Moksha.
You perch up the tongue.
Say it loudly.
You perch up the tongue.
How do you search a song?
So if you were going on the web, you under the devotional tongue, the lyric,
Mm-hmm.
and then you type it, the first line in there,
Okay.
and then you search it up, and then there's a different option.
Okay, very good. What else?
To figure out what song you wanna sing, you use your brain.
Use your
Okay, what does that mean? Okay, you are using your brain. What is your now brain telling you?
Like if you hear someone else sing a song, and then you wanna sing that.
You want to sing that because that happens a lot, right? Like, remember we came, was it, when was this? Couple of months back, we went to, was it group 1 or 2, I don't know. Because somebody heard Shreyanka sing that bhajan. What is the bhajan you sang, Shreyanka? What is this bhajan? Everyone is my brother. And lot of, I guess a lot of the kids went to their teachers and said, oh, I want to learn that song. Right? And therefore you probably went in and typed, everyone is my brother. And then you got the lyrics, right? That's definitely one way. But what are the other ways? What else can you see here? Remember how when you sign up, people say, hey, you want to sing Ganesh Bhajan, you want to sing Guru Bhajan, you want to sing Devi Bhajan, you want to sing Rama Bhajan? That's another way to look for bhajans, correct? So that's, you can see that in the deity, right? You can see that. Look at the entire list. So that is one. But most of us, I think we stop there. Yes, sir. We don't use it. You can see there are so many other ways to search or filter. What does this level mean? Does anybody know? What is level? Yeah. What does that mean? What does intermediate, advanced, and simple mean? Or even if you were singing it after you learned it so many times. I think we also make the mistake of, I've heard this bhajan 20 times, therefore I can sing. We make the mistake. Because we haven't sung that bhajan at all. We haven't practiced it at all. Because we've heard this bhajan, somebody sing 20 times, we are familiar with the bhajan and we believe we can sing it. Right? I do this all the time too. And then when you start singing, you'll know I have actually no idea how to sing this properly. Right? So that is, you know how many simple bhajans are there? So I have a little bit of stat. You know how many bhajans are there inside of this? Okay. It's 2,568 bhajans.
Thank God we don't know all of them.
But the beauty is, you know how many simple bhajans are there? 754 simple bhajans. So there is so much to explore.
Just at simple level.
Just at the simple level, there is 702 years worth of everyday bhajans there. Maybe more. Right? So that is one. And of course, the reminder I'm not going to go into. There's a lot of intermediate. But what is tempo here? What is that tempo? Not the three-wheel stuff you see in India, it's also not tempo. If you know that means you're old enough. The younger people and probably people who've been here don't know. This thing, the carry stuff. That's not tempo. What is the tempo? What is it? Pace. Oh, I heard that pace. Sorry. Yeah. As you can see here, it says it's a fast bhajan, it's a medium bhajan, it's a medium fast, medium slow, and slow. Guess what we never sing in our center? Slow. We never sing slow. That's at all. But it's interesting. So let me go to slow and let me search for slow bhajans. Just the slow bhajans alone. Come all the way down. There are 721 slow bhajans only that are classified. But this classification is a little misleading because when I went to fast, simple. this is, as you can see, it's only classified as fast, the tempo. You see this? But if a bhajan is classified as medium fast, then it will show up in medium, it will show up in fast, and it will show up in medium fast. So it's classified 3 different ways. Okay, but you can also see here that if you see this, this orange arrow, that means it has got a video behind it. That's the simple thing. It talks about which deity and language, right? Raga, the beat, 8 beat, simple. And let me go back here, right? Let's look at let's look at the beat. This is what. So this is a very interesting stat I want you to see, right? Okay, let's see 10 beat. How many are there in 10 beat? 4 songs. Of these 4 songs, how many of you know all the 4 songs? How many of you know 3 songs? 2 songs? How many of you know 1 song? Yes, all of us know 1 song. Most of us know 1 song, right? But the reason I wanted to highlight this is, be very careful which beat you are picking up, right? I mean, there's no need for us to go pick a complicated beat song that you can't sing, nobody can follow. So this is the don't do instruction, not the do instruction. And if you go to 8 beat, okay, I'm going to pick.
First, people should know what is beat before you.
Maybe we'll do that, yeah. I just want to tell them the stats first. Stats first, right? So if I pick a simple bhajan that is classified as simple and is this 8 beat, and you'll see this 8 beat is the most common beat bhajan that we have, right? And you'll see the bhajan. But what I want to show is, remember I said simple bhajans, we have 754 simple bhajans. There are 663 simple bhajans that fall into the normal beat, which I would call as the 8 beat. So you have more than like 86% of bhajans fall into that. Right? Now, let's talk about what is 8 beat. Does anybody want to demonstrate, or maybe, you know what, let's do this. Let's pick Devi. Let me type Durga. You'll be amazed at how many Durga bhajans, Devi bhajans we have, right? Look at the common one we talk about all the time is what? The first one on top, right? Durga. Okay, who wants to sing Durga? Oh, Adya. No? Okay. Anybody from girls? Lassi? Or Lassi and both of you can sing together. Lassi and Jyoti. But when you pick this up, what Shruti are you going to sing it? That's the first part, right? So, how does the beat go for this? You want to play this regular beat, Durga beat. But it's the regular beat, right, that we have. You want to sing it? Can you sing? Durga. Right? Now, what I want to go is, let's go to what does it say in terms of lady's pitch, reference pitch? What does it say? It says 3 pancham E. Shekharji, can you play 3 pancham E?
Thank you.
This is the wrong clapping for the children because it will slow it down. Don't do this. You have to do good day, good day, how it goes. Good day, if you do good day, listen to this. So it's important for clapping. It will throw off the beat. It will also throw off the tempo of the word. Okay. Next, okay. See what did you say?
Yes, let them sing, because what I also want to talk about is the shooting itself. Sing that. So that is the scale that is given as E here, right? Let's say somebody, and some of these have what is called the karaoke tracks, tags on them. So this one has a karaoke track for what is called the reference track. So reference track for gents is 6 pancham A, and reference for ladies is 3 pancham or E. Okay? Now, I don't know if I'm able to.
Yeah, the sound you should.
Yeah.
You should.
Oh, yeah, oh, that's true. Okay, let me play the reference scale, okay? So you know from here, right, how the pitch is. So a lot of us, including me, I have difficulty finding out if I'm singing the right pitch. Is this high? Is this lower? So what I would suggest is there is a lot of karaoke tracks with tags, right? Go and listen to them. Go and listen, right? And try to differentiate between the various pitch. So you heard this, right? Now let me play half note lower pitch, right? You will see a marked difference. And then let me play one note lower pitch. And I think the bottom line is you get used to it, right? Listen to this over and over. You will get a feel for, oh, now I know what half a note lower means, what one note lower means. You may not still understand that this is E, this is C, this is this. But at least you will know from the reference track whether it is clearly lower or if it is clearly higher.
Play D and ask them to sing. See how they feel.
Yeah, okay. You want to try it?
Yeah. Is that D?
D. What I want to do right now is I want to go back to E. Let me go back to E now, okay? And play
You're not expressing your voice. It's a Durge, Durge. There is no expression. When you go to E, there is better opening of the voice. So you have to find a comfort zone where your voice doesn't feel strained, but yet you are fully able to express yourself.
I mean, honestly, voice can be strained a little bit. That's the point, right? You keep singing. If you think, oh, my voice is straining a little bit, don't want to sing it at that point. Still, you will never be able to push yourself a little bit, if you will, right?
So, what scale, for example, the students sing this way. Durge, 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 Deva. That scale is not even given there. It stops at A and singing C. Because it's not possible for ordinary voices to sing that scale.
But let me go back and play. I want to do this, right? I want to play E. I want to play E flat, and I want to play D, and I want you guys to sing. So I think everybody here also will realize how it changes. And that's the point I'm trying to make. You listen to it once, you may not get it, but go back and listen to even Durga that you are familiar with many times in these different shrutis. You will clearly understand how the shruti changes. Okay? It's 2 lines, first line twice. Okay? Now I'm going to play E flat. Sing that. Okay, and now I'm going to play D. The one full note lower which you sang earlier. See the difference here. Really get the difference. You clearly see that when you play it together. So that was the point of this, right? Again, we discussed 8 beat here, and like I said, there are just stick with 8 beat.
So, Sarama, it's important people select a bhajan with a karaoke track.
If you can.
So you can, when you go to the top level, you can under the tag.
So when you go here, right? So we discussed these two, but we didn't get at almost all of these things, right? So if I go back and reset, you see the song tags, right? If you go pick the song tag, the songs they've done so much work on this, right? You can go all the way to karaoke here, right? And if you search,
So how many songs with karaoke tracks? Lot of them.
this last 115 songs.
115 songs have karaoke tracks. And that helps enormously because you can practice the bhajan at your home with instrumental support. And you will hear the sound, everything, you will get full experience of the bhajan. Okay,
There's
so
also an option on the app, you can record yourself and then.
So that's the thing. So let me try this. So very true, right? That when I found it initially during the pandemic when we tried karaoke, I found it really difficult with karaoke, especially second speed. But the more and more you listen to the karaoke, you're going to get more familiar with the beat, and you'll also understand how things transition from first speed to second speed. The reason I think all of these tools are there is so important is you can do a lot of these things sitting in your house before you come to the center.
and the instrumentalists. Tabla players should listen to karaoke track and exactly understand what beat and what they are playing, the difference between the first and the second speed, the variations. Because you come here, you are practicing with some beat. You come here, If the instrument is the harmonium bell is off, if the tabla bell is off, it's a wasted effort. So it's a combined team effort. Instrumentalists also should practice with karaoke tracks.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm showing you my phone, right? This is the app on the phone. What we saw was on the web. So I brought up the app on my phone, and in fact, the phone has a lot more detail, because on the web some of these links are broken because it is going to take you somewhere else. For example, when you go to this tag, right? You go here, you search on devotional songs. Okay, you've got all this stuff, right? You see here you can search on a deity, right? One. Now you can search on the tempo. We saw this, right? Do a cancel. You can search obviously on language, and Sanskrit and are at the bottom, if you will, Sanskrit and Hindi. You see this small thing towards the end. Can you see that? Right? So if you click on that, you're going to get all these additional filters. Okay, which I don't know everybody is using, right? So if you go back here and then you click on the tags, see, these are all the tags we saw earlier, right? Now, let's go to this another tag, which is called tutorial. You see this tag for tutorial? If you click on that, you see all of these bhajans, they all have these tutorials in it. What is a tutorial? Now, the reason I bring it up in the app is the tutorial is not as very seamless on the web version. And I kind of sense a little bit. Let's go to something. Let's go to Allah Bhajan, right? We're all familiar with this Bhajan, right? If you keep going down, let's look at all the tags again. Sorry, the deity is Sarvadharma. Language is Sanskrit, Hindi. Again, the beat is 8 beat, which is the regular beat we're all familiar with. Tempo is medium fast, right? Level, although it's intermediate. You see, this is another thing that you don't have on the web. You see this lady's pitch reference and it says 6 Madhyam D. You look at this arrow, if you click on it, it's going to play that. So let's say you don't have a karaoke track for this, right? Let's say you don't have a karaoke track. You can still go play the Shruti, that is the reference pitch. You can listen to this and then start. Okay, that is another way. Same thing for Jen's pitch. What you also have here is the tutorial, right? Whereas in the web version, the tutorial is a little bit broken, it takes you somewhere else. But in here, if you look at if you can play this, you can see, right? It goes into it.
And welcome once again to the studio of Radio Sai for yet another session of Radio Sai Bhajan Classroom. As much as we take the
I'm just fast forwarding by 10 minutes. But so they actually go into taking that bhajan, they break down the meaning, and then they tell you how you have to sing it, the right diction, the right pronunciation, because some words are also complicated, right? Some bhajans. So they go through each of these states. So again, this tutorial is available, and I think it's very seamless in the app. So this is another thing I just wanted to show it to all of you. Okay. Any questions on any of this so far? Okay, maybe we have like 10 minutes. Do you want to let me go back to?
So I have one question.
Yeah.
So when we sing bhajan with a particular shruti, do the followers have to sing in the same shruti? Because it's kind of hard, right? A little bit. I mean, I see that when the lead singer sings in the correct page, the followers sing in the different page, it kind of throws us off.
I mean, ideally, yes. You all have to sing in the same shruti. That is
practicing.
that, yeah. I mean, for example, go to Karti, right? If you guys have an opportunity to listen to students singing and the entire congregation singing, they are all singing at the same pace and the same pitch and the same beat as the lead singer, right? As and when you keep singing and get practice, you will be able to get to that. It won't be
one more thing. Before they come out and sing the bhajans, even the expert singers in Turkey, they sit in the mandir.
Yes.
They figure out their scales and practice for 20 minutes before they come out and sing in the Kulwantha. Here, we don't even have an opportunity to spend 15 minutes to figure out our scales. So it's very important that that what Guru is saying is very important. I may be singing in a perfect scale, but the guy sitting next to me completely is singing off.
I mean, this happens a lot now. So in Bhakti, as a student, you can ask Swami, right? Swami, I want to sing. Swami will say yes. But this, if you don't know how to sing, and you can go tell somebody, there are people who will train you, right? But if you say, Swami told me to sing, I'm going to sing, then Swami will actually come the next day if you have actually not sung well, and he say, why did you allow this guy to sing? But Swami, you gave him permission to sing. That doesn't mean he can sing. The point is, we have to go to our, like, there are people like, of course, Ravi, there are people with harmonium there. You got to go get, even though Swami has given permission to sing, you'll have to identify the bhajan, you have to sit with them. It sometimes will take months. There are some experiences you can go here. There are some people who have taken months and to get permission from the people right around to say you're good enough to actually go sing in front of Swami and Mandir. But to Shekari's point, every day when we go for darshan, we actually, all the people, not just in the mandir, even before we go, there is a practice session even in the hostel, right? That we have to get through to go and sing. For example, for me, although I sang in school and everywhere, and Swami used to call me like singer all the time, I really not had a chance to sing in Bhakti because it was so scary for me, right? Because Ravi Kumar, who you hear, is my classmate, right? So to get the guts to say you're good enough to go sing in front of Swami requires so much practice, and it didn't happen, is my point, right? I know we are kind of running out of time, but these are some of the things we touched upon this before sign up, So people, what we do here is we sign up for bhajan, then we figure out if we want to practice or not, and then we will practice, we may practice. But I've heard people, they'll listen to a bhajan 2 days, like a day before or that morning, they'll say, oh, this bhajan is fabulous, I'm going to sing it. And they'll sign up and they sing it, right? We all do that. I'd say please be confident. Please, I say 10 times, but I can tell you honestly, I actually, before I sing a bhajan, I have at least sung it 100 times. 100 times at least I have sung it at home. And you can ask Uma, if I'm going to sing a bhajan today, I'm probably singing that bhajan for 10 days at home, non-stop. Right? To a point where Uma will say, can you please stop? Right? Yeah.
So when you say, when Swami says sing 100 times, practice 100 times before offering, right? But does that mean sing means we have to sing it out loud and counting in like before sign up 10 times, or listening also counts?
No, I'm saying actually singing. Singing means actually diction, singing with the right pitch, identifying that you can hit those, at that reference pitch. If you can't hit the reference pitch, go lower to the one scale, one note lower or half note lower. But how will you know? You have to record it. You have to record your singing. There are other apps called Aitam-Pura, right? There are other apps that will give you shruti, even like a short, right? You have the shruti. You can record that scale, right? And then try singing with that scale, right? All of us have more than one instrument. We just don't have a phone alone. We have an iPad. Record that, play it on the iPad, right? Use your phone to record when you are singing with that shruti, right? Let that scale come from iPad. You use your voice, then listen. If you are not confident, send that recording to somebody. I do this all the time. Like the 10 days, I record it in one scale if I am thinking, okay, I record it in the morning. Because morning your voice is off, most people. Record it in the afternoon, record it in the evening, right? Record it different times of the day, record it in different shrutis. Send it to somebody. I usually sometimes, before I sing, I actually send it to Dr. Uma. I send it to Uma and say, okay, this is the pitch I'm singing. Am I singing at all the pitch? She'll play and she'll come back and give me feedback. So all of this, it takes work for us to come here and offer it a song, right? But all of this work needs to go in. And that's why when I say practice bhajan, before you sign up, practice the bhajan this many times, record it, listen, right? Then you are ready to, when you feel that you are ready to offer, go sign up. Don't sign up the bhajan and then say, oh, I've got 2 days, I will practice in the next 1.5 days, 3 times, and I will come and offer. Right? Don't do that. And then, attend bhajan practice. I know we started this bhajan practice for kids and we're starting for adults as well. Right? Attend the bhajan practice. Because when you sign up for a bhajan, it's not only going to be helpful for you, it's going to be helpful for people who are attending the practice as well. Because they are also going to understand, they may also be making the same mistakes. Right? All of those things will come. And I spoke a little bit about iTabla Life. That's another app that you can use. Again, there is iTabla Pro for Beat, for those of you who can buy it. But I'd say stick with Saridhams first, stick with the karaoke first. There are hundreds of bhajans as you saw. Learn all those bhajans with the beat, with the tune, and with the bass. And I say the last thing is know your key, right? Please know your key, because that is where, when you sign up, and let's talk about that a little bit. Okay, first of all, if you don't have these bookmarks in your phone or in your iPad or in your computer, please bookmark, right? These two. One is the bulletin page, right? That has the link for signing up bhajan. The second is the Sai Savasadan adoration page, right? Here. You can go here and you can sign up here. Right? I'm not sure if most people do this, but at least you can go to this weekly bulletin.
I'm glad you brought up that. You can sign up for Aarti there.
Yeah.
You can sign up for singing bhajan. You can also sign up for Aarti.
Yes.
And it is all web enabled. And you can sign up for Aarti, you can sign up for bhajan singing, you can sign up for different abhishekams, Devi month, everything is on the web page.
Yeah.
You don't have to look for links.
The key is, you all get this weekly bulletin. Just bookmark this page because you don't have to wait for the weekly bulletin to come. This is another thing, right? You bookmark this page. These reference links are not changing at all. They don't ever change, right? So you can go to this weekly bhajan sign up. I mean, I do this at least 2-3 times. I'm not like signing up, but I go see what bhajans is going on, right? Just bookmark the page. Go be curious. Now, when you come here, please, there's so many instructions Mona has put here, right? Please go through these instructions. They are important. We spoke about, looking at Saridham's app. We spoke about, simple bhajans. Advanced bhajan, intermediate bhajans, please stay away. But if you are, make sure to follow these instructions. Record your bhajan, like I said. Don't send the first recording, please. Oh yeah, I recorded my bhajan, here we go, now it's your problem, not my problem anymore. Please don't make it somebody else's problem for them to come and give you feedback and then say, oh, this Shruti is not there, go sing it, your second speed is wrong. Come on. We know bhajan needs to be sung. When you have practiced 10 times, 20 times, then record it and send it.
Yeah, please send the thoughts in your head out, not other persons.
And again, like I said, you have the daily here, right? Guru Bhajan, sign up. And when you are actually signing up, please make sure to put the link, right, of Saridhams here, right? It makes it easy, one, for the lyrics. Because you guys have practiced somewhere in the web, one line will be missing. Or somebody shouldn't be repeating one line.
Actually, more common problem is Manas Vegetable Journey. If you just put it there.
Now, there are 2 bhajans.
And the devotion coordinator has to call you which Manas Vegetable are you singing. So please eliminate that step and actually put the link.
Yes, put the link, very simple. And then the scale. Now we've spoken so much about the scale, but if it is reference, if you don't put a scale, let's talk about this. If you do not put a scale, Shekhar ji will assume you are singing in the reference scale. He will give you a scale. So you don't want to be that person singing in that scale that you have not practiced in. Right? I mean, really. So please make sure you put that scale. But for that, you have to know your scale.
Yeah.
For that, you need to practice. For that,
Yesterday, one person came to me and said, I am singing this bhajan. Sai Rhythm says this, but it feels too high to me. Can you check? I really appreciated that because what was there in Sai Rhythms was 2 notes higher than his capacity to sing. So you better, if you are not sure, reach out to one of us.
okay. That is it. This is, yeah, again, I think this is all discipline. We send this out, come early, be seated in rows, singers sit in the front 2 rows and musicians sit in the front 2 rows.
Sainam, thank you, Chandra, for sharing all this deep insights into your learning. I think he covered every single thing. Only few things that are left are there as instructions or guidelines on top of the spreadsheet. I wouldn't take too much time, so please read out those instructions, follow them. And only one thing that is missing in this whole picture is that we do have a WhatsApp group for bhajan singers or just associated for bhajans. And if you are interested in offering bhajans coming, please see me, I add you to the group. And all the announcements in regards to the bhajans, chanting, stotrams, whatever we are doing on the special events, it all goes out in that group, in addition to the volunteers group, of course. But if you are interested, please see me, I'll add you to the group and you will not be left out with any announcement. Yes, madam. Sign off, everyone. Announcements for this week. Coming up soon, within 2.5 weeks, is Mahashivratri. We are going to have a fully packed program for